Yeah, it's different culture. And then like I know this was kind of coming to an end when I was in high school, but like 3 years before I was in high school, it was super common for everybody to have guns in their cars. Like have their hunting rifle or their shotgun like just in their car in the parking lot of the high school. So they could.
Bet that's not a thing anymore, right?
No, it is not a thing anymore.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I don't have my finger on the pulse of rural Georgia, but God, with the school shootings and such.
99 was Columbine, I believe. So like I started high school in 2000. So like I said, it was coming to an end when I got to high school. There was nobody was bringing guns to school anymore.
That could be for the best sometimes. At my high school, I think it was my juniors. It would have had to be my sophomore, junior year. This one crazy guy who was like a year or two older than me stood on top of his car in the parking lot with a rifle and said, "I'm going to kill myself." And then the police had to come and they shot him in the thigh, and then he went to jail.
What? Your high school?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really know the guy, but I knew of him as like, oh, him? That guy's kind of a weirdo. Like he's, and it turns out he did. Yeah, he was a weirdo. He didn't seem to want to kill anybody else. I remember the story because I had already left for the day, and my younger brother was in the school library. And he's like, "We can't even leave because some fucking retard standing on a car saying he's going to kill himself." And then he waved his gun at the police, and they pop. Tagged
I don't think we had any suicides in my high school. We had a murder. I've talked about that a few times. Mm-hmm. We had a car accident. There was a popular guy in our high school who died in a car accident.
Same.
And then like 2 or 3 other popular people in the car were nicely injured from the same accident. So they like wore like the neck brace, not a full halo or anything, but like a neck brace. And one had the arm in a sling and one was dead. And suddenly like, everyone, not me, but it seemed like so many people in my school exaggerated their connection to this dead guy, and he wasn't there to be like, "Dude, I barely know you." We were tight. He's not in public.
Exact same thing. My buddy John Scott was the only person who died in our high school, and he died in a car accident about 2 weeks before. I think it was senior prom, but it might have been junior prom. He had a Super Sport Camaro in 1998, I think. And they said he was going in excess of 130 or 40 miles per hour. He hit a tree. And then they also said maybe his seatbelt malfunctioned or he wasn't wearing it. They couldn't tell which, but it wouldn't have mattered. He's going so fast and hit the tree. He fucking died instantly. And like, that was pretty close buddy. Like I used to go to his house and he had a paintball field at his house too. And I'd go play paintball there. I spent the night at his house probably 3 or 4 times. And we'd like have like crazy battles in his basement, like against his brother and stuff with like Nerf and shit. Like he was a good friend. And then I remember his prom date, it was one of those prom dates where like you don't really know the person, you just need a date. Mm-hmm. And she was like acting like Jackie Kennedy or something. she was acting like
covered in brains.
She was the
there's the Halloween costume idea.
She was the bereaved widow, just like, "No, I don't have a prom day." It's like, "Shut up, our friend's dead." Like, you bitch.
Yeah,
I was so mad.
That's terrible. Yeah, I'm on the opposite end of it. I'm trying, and I can't remember the dude's name. We weren't tight.
Yeah,
yeah. This dude I played hockey with got murdered like 5 years after we graduated high school because he chose the illustrious path of selling drugs and not like weed, like real drugs, real deal drugs. And he would go down to the city sometimes to sell, I guess, just what I heard. And he, I guess, was waiting for a deal to commence, sitting in his car, and someone ran up to his car and shot him a bunch of times and then lit his car on fire. And so he just was a burned, crisped up corpse. And I remember my dad calling me and like, "Hey, do you remember so-and-so?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, he got murdered downtown and like his car burned. And at the time, I remember thinking, I was probably 22, 23. I was like, there was more at play here. It was, if it was just them robbing him, they probably would have taken the drugs and just shot him, not like burned his car, hoping that any, remnant of evidence, like the fucking CIA is going to come by. Yeah, right. And then so he got all burned up, and shot. R.I.P.
It's been years since I thought about Jeff Cox. Jeff Cox was a nice guy. I wasn't tight with him. I was an acquaintance. Like sometimes we'd sit at the same table at the library, but we never really hung out after school. He wasn't socially popular. He was ostracized a lot because he had this defect
Oh.
His earlobe was kind of fucked up.
Wait,
right?
what do you mean?
Part.
Like what part? How
it had like a crease on it, and it was just malformed. Like it was too small. They weren't symmetrical. I think like you could say the bottom of his earlobe on one ear was about the third of the size it should have been.
Okay.
And they didn't match. And it caused him like social issues in high school. And then when he went off to college, he killed himself.
Oh.
And I'm like, holy shit, man. Like, that is the smallest malfunction I can imagine. Like pinky toe, maybe. I'm not sure. That might be not as bad.
It's on your face, though.
It is. It's on your face, but it's not functional.
Not an important part of your face, even.
Clearly, the people in his life felt so.
Right?
Like it's not to you. You'd be like, yeah, I fucking play some hockey with that guy with the weird ear. But like, ask a girl, like, hey, you want to marry that guy with the weird ear over there? She's like, ew, maybe it's genetic. No.
Yeah.
This is his whole life on repeat.
Yeah. They're just mean to him. What's the opposite of Dumbo? Like Dimbo? Like
don't make up a new name for the dead.
He's
still mocking him.
Don't mock it posthumously.
I would never. Yeah, that sucks. I like to think if I had a fucked up earlobe, I wouldn't off myself.
Hopefully you'd be like strong enough to not make it a big deal, overcome it, make the other person the weird one.
Live
for
in
even
a cold
caring.
environment, earmuffs are standard.
Yeah. just look at you already coming up with solutions.
Man's a problem solver.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. Or you got to make up a war story about it.
That's the least significant deformity, Woody. I'm just dwelling on this. One earlobe was a third the size of the other, and so like, he can't be, Jack Sparrow for Halloween with earrings. Like that seems like the limit.
Be the cop from Reservoir Dogs, maybe.
He could chop the whole ear off, make up a story, have a time.
The thing is, like, ears are so easily fixed. Like, all right, so I've seen people. So what they do,
the lobe though, it's just like the flesh is there or it isn't.
No, hear me out. So like, first of all, they can rebuild it because I've seen them do it for like military guys who got all blown up, fighting the war on terror. And but I've also seen people who just don't have an ear and they put like magnets under the skin and they've got a false ear that magnetizes to the side of their head now. And it just anytime that when they go to bed at night, they take their ear off, wash it up. I bet they get in there deep with a Q-tip without that whole outside part. You get a prosthetic.
About what the gauge people do in the stretching. It seems like a stretching routine would probably get it closer to normal.
But you lose the middle part.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't suggesting a gauge to fix it, just using the same techniques that the gauge people do, stretching it over time to make it more normal.
Yeah, if there is an area of skin you can stretch and make bigger, this feels like one you could. Like,
look at these prosthetic ears. It's I think they're magnetic, like I was talking about. Like they look so
Zach
good.
Is back.
Yeah,
Oh, those look pretty good.
Yeah.
You can kind of see where the gum and whatnot is applied, but
no, it's scroll all the way down. You can see he's got like hardware like installed into his like maybe not his skull but his head there.
What do you mean you can see where the gum is applied?
That first photo on the top, if you look at the right ear, you can see where the seam is, where the adhesive has been applied. To the right of the right ear on the side of his face, you can see a line there where it was put on.
That is subtle to me.
It's very subtle.
By my
it's only because it's zoomed in. I don't look at anyone's ear that close. I don't look at people's ears.
Yeah, he's talking about right. Zach is doing a great job with the mouse there. That's where the seam is. And in this smaller picture, I can't see it.
Yeah. That's an incredibly that's what your friend should have gotten. Just cut my old ones off and slap these new ones on.
Yeah. All right, they can like
throwing out the baby with the bathwater there.
No way. You're throwing off like a mutant baby and get yourself a bouncing baby boy in return. I mean, he's an android, but nobody can tell.
Can we grow regular?
Can you imagine the fun of like if anyone ever like tried to twist your ear and mess with you and it came off, like you just start freaking out like they tore your real ear off? That's great.
Then you got to spend
pull that prank all the time.
The fucking costume department
just fucking
again.
Bolts on and shit. Look, me and you. If I had a fake ear,
I'd wake up at 4:15 like you're a hobbit putting fake feet on every morning.
No, goes on easy. Look, if we were at a bar, we would pull that routine all the time where we pretend like we're mad at each other, and you gave me the whole like Three Stooges ear twist. You pulled it off. Great.
Man.